Welcome to Health 2660. Here we don't just talk about health, we tell the stories that heal. Now please listen to the story. Linda's nights had become a relentless cycle of wakefulness. At 62, retirement should have been a peaceful chapter, a time for hobbies, travel, and uninterrupted rest. Instead, she was trapped in a nightly dance with her bladder, a dance that stole her energy, clouded her mind, and threatened her health. It started subtly. One trip to the bathroom each night. Annoying, but manageable. Then it became 2. Then 3. Soon, Linda was averaging 4 or 5 nightly excursions, each one chipping away at her sleep reserves. The morning brought a crushing fatigue, a mental fog that made even simple tasks feel monumental. She'd shuffle through her days like a zombie, struggling to focus, forgetting appointments, and feeling a profound sense of exhaustion that no amount of coffee could remedy. Linda initially dismissed her symptoms as a natural consequence of aging. It's just part of getting older, she'd tell herself, trying to shrug off the mounting frustration. She saw her friends experiencing similar issues, the shared complaints of disrupted sleep and frequent bathroom trips becoming a morbid badge of honor in their age group. She tried the conventional wisdom. She cut off fluids after 7 p.m., meticulously measuring her water intake. She avoided caffeine, like the plague, sacrificing her beloved evening tea. She even tried bladder training exercises, diligently holding her urine for longer periods during the day, hoping to strengthen her bladder muscles. Nothing seemed to work. The nighttime trips persisted, relentless and unforgiving. The fatigue deepened, seeping into every aspect of her life. She found herself snapping at her husband, losing patience with her grandchildren, and withdrawing from social activities. The joy she had anticipated in retirement was being slowly suffocated by a pervasive exhaustion. The mental fog was particularly alarming. Linda had always prided herself on her sharp mind. She was an avid reader, a skilled crossword puzzle solver, and a formidable bridge player. Now, she struggled to remember names, lost her train of thought mid-sentence, and felt a growing sense of intellectual decline. She started misplacing things, her keys, her glasses, her phone, often finding them in the most absurd locations. Once she spent a frantic hour searching for her car keys, only to discover them nestled in the freezer, next to a bag of frozen peas. The incident left her shaken and deeply worried. Am I losing it? She wondered, her voice barely a whisper. Then came the blood sugar scare. During a routine checkup, her doctor expressed concern about her rising glucose levels. Your numbers are creeping into the pre-diabetic range, Linda, he said gently, his words landing like a hammer blow. We need to monitor this closely and make some lifestyle changes. The news terrified her. Diabetes ran in her family, a legacy of complications, medications, and constant vigilance. The thought of joining their ranks filled her with dread. Is this how it starts? She asked, her voice trembling. Is this my future? A future of endless medication, restrictive diets, and the constant fear of complications. That evening, Linda sat on her porch, staring out at the twilight sky. The air was still and warm, filled with the chirping of crickets and the distant hum of traffic. She felt a profound sense of despair, a feeling that her body was betraying her, that her future was being slowly stolen away by the relentless march of aging. As she sat there, lost in her thoughts, her friend Carol arrived, her face etched with concern. Carol had been a constant source of support throughout Linda's retirement, a fellow traveler on the journey through aging. They shared a bond of friendship and mutual understanding, a safe space where they could openly discuss their fears, their anxieties, and their physical ailments. "You look exhausted, Linda," Carol said, her voice filled with genuine concern. "What's been going on?" Linda poured out her woes, recounting her nightly bathroom trips, her debilitating fatigue, her mental fog, and the looming threat of diabetes. Carol listened patiently, her eyes filled with empathy. When Linda finished, Carol took her hand and said, "I know exactly what you're going through." Linda was surprised. She knew Carol had experienced some health challenges, but she hadn't realized they were so similar to her own. Carol proceeded to share her own journey, a journey that had mirrored Linda's in many ways. She had suffered from the same relentless nighttime urination, the same crushing fatigue, the same mental fog, and the same alarming rise in blood sugar. She had tried the same conventional remedies, the same fluid restrictions, the same caffeine avoidance, the same bladder training exercises. And like Linda, she had found them all to be ineffective. Then she had consulted a nutritionist who had taken a different approach. Instead of focusing solely on symptom management, the nutritionist had delved deeper, exploring the possibility of underlying nutrient deficiencies. The nutritionist had run a series of tests and discovered that Carol was deficient in several key nutrients, including vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin C. Sometimes it's not just age. It's about missing pieces your body desperately needs, the nutritionist had told her. Intrigued, Carol had started supplementing with these nutrients, following the nutritionist's guidance. And to her amazement, her symptoms began to improve. The nighttime urination decreased. The fatigue lifted. The mental fog cleared. And her blood sugar levels returned to normal. Linda was skeptical, but also desperate. Could something so simple really make such a difference? Could 3 tiny nutrients hold the key to reclaiming her sleep, her energy, and her health? Carol urged her to do her own research, to consult her doctor, and to consider the possibility that nutrient deficiencies might be playing a role in her health challenges. Inspired by Carol's story, Linda embarked on a quest for knowledge. She spent hours poring over medical journals, reading articles on nutrition, and consulting with online health communities. She discovered that vitamin D wasn't just for bones and immunity. It played a crucial role in bladder health. Tiny vitamin D receptors line the bladder tissue. When vitamin D levels were low, these receptors became less effective, leading to bladder muscle weakness and spasms. This hypersensitivity could trigger frequent and urgent urination, especially at night. Magnesium, she learned, was the mineral of relaxation. It helped calm the nerves that controlled bladder contractions. When magnesium levels were low, these nerves misfired, causing the bladder to spasm even when it wasn't full. Studies showed that magnesium supplementation could significantly reduce overactive bladder symptoms, a major cause of nocturia. Vitamin C, she discovered, possessed potent anti-inflammatory properties. It protected delicate bladder tissues from oxidative stress and supported collagen production. As we age, collagen levels naturally decline, weakening the bladder walls and reducing their capacity. Vitamin C helped reinforce the bladder's strength and flexibility, allowing it to hold more urine for longer periods. Armed with this new knowledge, Linda scheduled an appointment with her doctor. She shared Carol's story in her own research, expressing her belief that nutrient deficiencies might be contributing to her symptoms. Her doctor, a pragmatic but open-minded physician, listened attentively. He ordered blood tests to assess Linda's vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin C levels. The results confirmed Linda's suspicions. Her vitamin D levels were critically low. Her magnesium levels were borderline deficient, and her vitamin C levels were below optimal. Her doctor acknowledged that these deficiencies could indeed be contributing to her symptoms. He cautioned her against self-treating, emphasizing the importance of proper dosage and potential interactions with other medications. He referred her to a registered dietitian who could help her develop a safe and effective supplementation plan. Working closely with her doctor and dietitian, Linda created a personalized health plan that incorporated several key strategies: morning sunlight, 15 minutes of daily exposure to boost natural vitamin D production; vitamin D3 supplement 2000 IU daily to replenish her deficient levels; magnesium glycinate 300 milligrams before bed to promote relaxation and calm bladder contractions; fresh fruits for vitamin C, abundant consumption of oranges, strawberries, kiwi, and other vitamin C-rich fruits; vitamin C supplement 500 milligrams daily for extra support and collagen production; limiting caffeine after 3 p.m. to minimize bladder stimulation and reduce nighttime urgency; light pelvic floor exercises to strengthen bladder muscles and improve bladder control. Linda approached her new health plan with cautious optimism. She knew that it would take time to see results, but she was determined to stick with it. In the first 2 weeks, she noticed subtle but encouraging changes. She woke up fewer times each night. Her sleep felt deeper and more restful. Her morning brain fog began to lift. By week 6, the improvements were undeniable. She was waking up only once per night, sometimes not at all. Her energy levels had rebounded. Her focus had sharpened. She felt like her old self again. Even her blood sugar readings had improved, inching back into the normal range. 2 months later, Linda sat across from her doctor, beaming with joy. "You've made incredible progress," the doctor said, his face lit up with a smile. "Your blood sugar is back in range, and your sleep better than it's been in years." Linda replied, her voice filled with gratitude. She never imagined that tiny nutrient gaps could create such chaos in her body, or that filling those gaps could bring such profound relief. Linda's journey had taught her a valuable lesson about the importance of listening to her body and being proactive about her health. She had learned that aging wasn't just about accepting decline, but about actively nourishing her body and mind to maintain optimal function. Today, Linda feels like herself again, not younger but stronger, clearer, and more alive. She spends her days pursuing her passions, traveling with her husband, playing with her grandchildren, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. She no longer dreads the night, knowing that she can look forward to a full night's rest. "Sometimes the answer isn't complicated," she says. "Sometimes it's the simple things we overlook that hold the key." By nourishing her body with what it quietly needed, Linda gave herself the gift of rest and reclaimed her nights. Her journey became an inspiration to her friends and family, encouraging them to prioritize their health and explore the potential benefits of nutrient supplementation. If you or someone you love struggles with frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, start by asking, could vitamin D be low? Is magnesium missing? Does the bladder need the anti-inflammatory support of vitamin C? Small steps can create powerful change. Always consult your healthcare provider before beginning supplements. Your body has remarkable healing power. Sometimes it just needs a little help. The key is to actively engage in your health journey, to listen to your body's signals, and to seek out the knowledge and support you need to thrive. Don't simply accept the limitations of aging. Instead, embrace the opportunity to nourish your body, revitalize your mind, and reclaim your health and vitality. It's a journey worth taking, a journey that can lead to a richer, more fulfilling, and more vibrant life. Health 2660. Thanks you for listening. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, be kind to yourself.